Hi everybody, Shelley and Mason with Just Adrift, and we are currently back in Florida, home for the holidays. Today we're going to be sharing with you all of the items that we use to make travel videos.
We've been on the road now full time for 8 months, and when we started our journey, we were only limited by what we could fit in our truck. But now that we're traveling overseas, we've had to narrow our kit down to what we can carry.
Yeah.
All of the items that we show you today are things that we know, trust, love, and use on a daily basis. Our primary camera is the Canon M50, and we love it. It's the first mirrorless camera that we bought, and we love how easy it is. Canon's system and menus are so easy to navigate, and its usability is really phenomenal, I think.
It really is. You can figure out how to do just about any type of shot that you want to do, whether it's video or still photography. So I love this camera.
We shoot everything 1080, but it will shoot 24 frames a second at 4K. And it also will shoot 60 frames a second at 1082, which is great for that nice buttery slow-mo footage. The lens that we use 90% of the time is the Canon EF 16-35 1.4 with the built-in image stabilizer. The image stabilizer is so nice to have for removing these little micro jitters that you can see. Whenever it's in autofocus, it is so nice and quiet. This lens is weather sealed, so you can take it out in the rain, and the clarity is fantastic on it.
It's a great lens, and we do use it all the time.
All the time. But in order to use this lens, which oddly enough is twice as expensive as the camera itself, you do need a mount adapter. We use the Valtrax Speed Booster, and that allows us to get a wider image than you would with a typical mount adapter. Another lens that we use frequently and love is our Canon EF 50mm 1.8 lens. It's another lens that requires the Valtrax Speed Booster to use on the Canon M50, but we love the quality that we get from it. 50mm as a focal length is so cool for B-roll, and you can get these nice buttery shots with your subject in focus and this out of focus blurry background. It's a really cool lens to use.
Yeah, it definitely is, and it's actually the lens that we're using right now, so love it.
Love it. And the third and final lens that we carry is a Sigma 16mm 1.4. This is an M-mount lens, so it will attach directly to the Canon camera, and it'll give us great, wide, low light shots with a very shallow depth of field if we need that. So it's a great addition to our camera kit. Because we film outside more often than not, one thing we need for all of our lenses is an ND filter. We go with the K&F Concept Nano X for all three of our lenses. It's an adjustable ND filter. They all go from ND2 to ND32, and it gets the job done for us. It's not the most expensive ND filter out there, but for the money, we're really happy with the quality.
It's been great, and you know, we don't leave the house without this filter because you don't want to get somewhere and it's just too bright to get the shot that you need.
Our backup camera is the Sony RX105. This was the first camera we bought, and we used it for a while. Our first vlogs that we ever shot, St. Pete Sundays, which you can still go back on our channel and see,
They're there.
were shot with the Sony RX105. It shoots 4K and 24 frames per second. The color and picture quality that comes out of it is really good. Of course, digital point and shoots have their limitations, and this thing doesn't replace the Canon M50 and all of the options that we have for interchangeable lenses. But it's a pretty good backup, that's for
Good
sure.
backup, and it's a good starter. Next up is the GoPro Hero 7 Black. We use this camera all the time. It goes everywhere with us, and every video has a little bit of GoPro in it. It really does.
That's true.
We love it because it's very sturdy. It does have pretty stable footage. It's wide shots, and you can take it everywhere. So depending on the condition. So if it's rainy or snowy or you need to go underwater, this is your guy. And it's lightweight, so you can bring them everywhere when you don't want to carry the weight of a camera.
One of the things we use it for quite a bit is on moving shots in cars. So out the window or even on top of the car, it takes a really cool picture to kind of move your scene from place to place, so to speak. I would suggest getting 3 batteries with it. It does go through batteries pretty quickly. And the one GoPro accessory we use is the head mount.
Yep.
Whether we use it on our head or we tie it to a strap on our backpack, or even just use it to really get a good grip on it if we're using it, you know, with the car or in some other circumstance where we need to hold on to it pretty tightly. But this accessory is great with it, and like I said, the only one that we really use. The DJI Mavic Mini is our drone of choice. It is the first drone that we've ever bought and used, so we wanted something that was easy to use, something that we could both learn from before we upgrade and spend 3 times as much on a drone that's gonna take a very high quality photo. But for the price, for the size, the photo quality that you get out of this little guy is exceptional, I think. We bought the Fly More combo, so that comes with not only the remote control. So if you buy the base model, you get the drone, the controller, a connection, 1 battery, and a battery charger. But the Fly More combo has made its money for us because you get extra propellers, extra screws, extra parts for the controller itself, 3 batteries, and then a battery charger which will hold all 3 of the batteries, which has been necessary for us. We've wrecked the drone a few times.
We have.
Insert video of us flying the drone into a castle.
That's fun.
And once that happens, once you wreck the drone, the blades get nicked. And if you don't change the blades, the drone will start to fly sideways or even fly away. All the videos of drones flying away from people that are controlling them are usually because the blades are in really bad shape. So extra blades are necessary. Even if you don't buy the Fly More combo, buy some extra blades.
It's also nice the size of it, right? Because there's different requirements, different places you go.
Because it's under 250 grams, you don't need to register it in some places where you would need to register a drone.
Which is convenient.
It also flies relatively quietly, and it's incredible how high and far away this thing will fly. It's a great beginner drone for the money.
To get all of the really smooth shots that we want and love in our videos, we use a gimbal.
And we decided on the Zhiyun Weebill S. It is difficult to shoot handheld all the time.
Right.
You're going to get some shake. You throw that camera on a gimbal, it is buttery smooth.
Yeah, once you figure it out, it's hard to go back. So highly recommended.
We've seen a lot of people use it for B-roll and still use a bendy tripod for the vlog, you know, the direct vlog in front of your face type thing. But we're able to balance the Canon M50 with any of the lenses that we have and the video microphone that we have on this gimbal, hold it out in front of us and get a really smooth vlog shot as well.
And a really good arm workout.
It's heavy, but in the realm of gimbals, it's not very heavy. There's one accessory that we added to the Weebill S, and one of the things that has really helped us is the quick release on the Zhiyun. It's fantastic. We use it all the time.
Next up is our Joby Mini Bendy tripod. So this little guy is very simple, and being on the road, we don't have room for our main tripod, the one that we use at home. So this is a good backup, and it fits in our backpack. We can take it everywhere. You can bend it to fit around things, and it even has a little adjustment to where you can make it level, and it has the leveling here. So even if you're at a weird angle or you've got it twisted a certain way, you can make sure your footage is still level and your camera is secure. Next up is the Zoom H1N Handy Recorder. We use this to record all of our voiceovers and our videos.
These two pieces of equipment used together have worked out great for us. We originally bought the Zoom H1N to use with a lavalier mic, but more often than not, we use it with our on-camera microphone, the Rode Video Micro. We get really good sound out of it, and if we're trying to capture sound and we're too far away from the camera, like this particular instance,
like today,
this is a great way to do it.
Absolutely.
For all of the camera and sound equipment we use, there are a pile of accessories necessary. We won't list them all right now, but in the description below, we will give you a detailed list of every accessory necessary to run all of the video and camera equipment. Right now, we're going to move on to some of the things we use on the editing side. There's a lot more to it than just capturing video and audio. You have to take all of those files, store them, organize them, and then edit them together into the final film. Right now we're going to show you our kit for doing that. Shelley and I both use MacBook Pros to edit on, and after a lot of research, we love the models that we have. So the specs are a 2.6 gigahertz 6-core i7 processor, 16 gigabytes of memory. We both have Radeon Pro 560X 4 gigabyte graphics cards, and the serial number is... There's a lot of benefits to both having Macs.
Absolutely. It's not just having the same charger, but MacBook Pro allows you to airdrop pictures to and from your phone and to and from both computers seamlessly, so I can transfer a huge video file with everything straight to Mason's computer. He gets it immediately without having to have an extra piece of equipment. I cannot recommend this computer enough. Next up is the Samsung Portable SSD T5 external drive. This is a 1 terabyte drive, and I use this every day. Part of my my job is to gather all of the files from all of the different devices and organize them and put them in one place so they're ready for editing. And this is the guy that I put everything on.
So in our workflow, it starts with Shelley organizing everything on this T5. We then put it onto the computer to edit it, and once the edit is done, we move that entire file over into another external drive that we use, which is the WD My Passport. It's a 2 terabyte drive, so it stores a ton of projects, and we carry all of the finished projects on this drive. It's kind of scary to think how small, fragile, and important memory cards are. For our memory cards, we use SanDisk Extreme Pro 128 gigabytes. They hold so much information and they work really well. We've never had one fail for us. For micro SD cards, in the GoPro as well as in the drone, we use a SanDisk Extreme, also in 128 gigabytes. In the voice recorder, we use a Samsung 32 gigabyte micro SD. We bought this weather-resistant case to keep them all safe. It's not the most expensive one on the market, and it's not a name brand, but we've had no problem with it so far.
One piece of equipment I use every day is this SD card reader. It seems pretty simple, but you can't transfer the information from the cards to the computer to organize it without this. So this is one for a full SD card, and then it also has one for a mini SD. And then there is an adapter if you have a MacBook Pro, which only has a USB-C. To keep all of our phones and gear charged while on the road, we use the Anker PowerCore. This thing charges phones over and over, and we don't leave home without it.
It's been a great power bank for us, and we use it on a daily basis.
Next up is a bit of a travel hack, a surge protector. This might seem obvious, but this is essential for us. We have more to charge than just computers and phones. You also have to charge all of your batteries for all of your equipment. That takes a lot of charging. So this is great because we can charge everything at once, and it also keeps everything in one location, so you're less likely to lose things around a house or forget that something's plugged in and a plug that you're not in a new space, so maybe you're not familiar with.
Another great thing about having all of your power with this one piece of kit is that you only need one power converter. Because power is so important to us for making videos, we carry 2 power converters. The first one was a gift from Shelley's dad,
Thanks, Dad.
which is a Lewis and Clark travel accessory power converter.
And the Explorer kit.
The Explorer kit. And the other one came with our away bag, which we'll get to later. A piece of kit that we don't use that often, but we're sure glad we have when we need it, is a fill light. And this is the Aperture AL M9. This thing throws a ton of light. When we film indoors to highlight a space that we're staying or maybe a recipe that we're making, this thing comes in handy big time. It comes with a diffuser that's attached magnetically, as well as 2 diffusers if you want to make the light either cool or warm. And it also comes with a really convenient bracket with a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom. We also love our headphones, and we need them whenever we get tired of hearing what the other has to say. The headphones that we use are actually both the same as well, which are House of Marley Positive Vibration 2 wireless and wired headphones. So they can be charged and you can use them Bluetooth, or you can use the auxiliary cable and plug them in. They're great headphones for the money. We love them, and Shelley turned me on to them. She's had quite a few pairs.
Yeah, absolutely love them. Next up, we're going to go over how we carry everything around. And first up is our away bigger carry-on. This bag has been wonderful for many reasons, but I would say that we use about 50% of it for our camera gear. It has compartments that are easy to zip up and make sure everything is secure. It is lockable, and it also can come onto the plane with you if you're doing a carry-on, which we find important with our camera stuff.
Another hugely important feature is that it has a lock on it, which is nice because we have a lot of expensive equipment in there. Because the away bags are so well made, we know that the zipper's not gonna fail, the lock's not gonna fail, the wheels aren't gonna fail. And when it carries all of this important gear, you want a high quality product. The bag that we use whenever we're walking around and filming is an Ageo backpack. It was actually a hand-me-down from a friend. We love it because it has a padded case for a full-size laptop. It carries the bendy tripod in a pocket that seems perfect for it. There's small pockets on the top of the backpack that we can put ND filters into that have a nice felt lining so that they're not going to scratch the ND filters. It stores all of our stuff perfectly, and it doesn't look like a photo bag, so you can have something a little less obvious, a little bit more inconspicuous. Right. Another bag that we've sort of repurposed and something that we've used since we started filming is a blue Florida Gator toiletry bag,
Go
actually.
Gators.
But just like the Ageo, it just happened to have pockets and a size that was perfect for what we needed.
For our gear.
There's pockets inside that hold our external drives, and it seems to fit everything we need to have in the backpack exactly how we would want it. Sometimes you just use the things you have.
When it comes to video editing, we love using Adobe Premiere Pro. That's the one we use for just about everything. Sometimes we also use a program called After Effects, which is also out of the Adobe suite. And then for our thumbnails and all of our images, I use Lightroom and Photoshop quite a bit. One thing I love about Adobe Cloud is that it allows you to access all of your programs everywhere you go, and from your computer to also your mobile device. Adobe Suites offers free classes within the cloud, and then also free fonts.
For the music and sound effects in our videos, we use Epidemic Sound. I love how the website is set up, how searchable all the music is, either by artist, by genre. There's a similar music tab, which we use quite a bit in order to find similar songs to keep continuity in our videos with music and sound, and they are constantly uploading new music.
Yeah, I absolutely love Epidemic Sound. And one thing that's great, you can actually have a favorites list or more than one favorites list and list where you use the song, so you can stay super organized.
Another subscription that we have, love, and use on almost every video is Storyblocks. Sometimes you just don't get the right video clip. Maybe it's a little bit too shaky. Maybe you don't get enough close-ups. Maybe you don't get enough mid-range. Maybe you don't get enough drone footage. So it is comforting to know that there is a library of video that you have access to that you can use to help tell the story in your videos.
They also do provide After Effects templates, which can be very helpful to creating a quick intro or outro.
Is there anything we left out? If so, please let us know in the comments below.
And if you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.